I was putting our daughter to bed when my phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. The photo loaded slowly, and for a split second, I didn't understand what I was looking at. Then it came into focus. My husband, Kevin, pressed against a woman in a red dress, her hand on his chest, their lips locked together. Christmas lights glowing behind them. Her work ID badge still clipped to her dress, and the message below, "Thought you should know what your husband's really been doing at work." I sat there on the edge of our daughter's bed, reading Goodnight Moon on autopilot while my hands shook. She didn't notice. She just snuggled her stuffed rabbit and closed her eyes. I kissed her forehead, walked calmly to our bedroom, and locked the door. Then I looked at that photo again. And again. The timestamp said it was taken 3 hours ago. He'd told me he couldn't make it home for dinner because of a mandatory team meeting. I had eaten chicken nuggets alone with our 4-year-old while he was doing this. I'm going to tell you exactly what I found after that photo arrived, how I confirmed my worst fears, and what I did that made Kevin's entire office know his name for all the wrong reasons. Trust me, you'll want to hear how this ends. Let me back up. Kevin and I met in college, married at 26, and I genuinely believed we were happy. We had our daughter, bought a house in the suburbs, did the whole white picket fence thing. I was a stay-at-home mom by choice. He worked in marketing at a tech startup downtown. Good salary, normal hours, or so I thought. About 8 months before that photo arrived, he started mentioning someone named Jess constantly. Jess had this brilliant idea for the campaign. Jess made everyone laugh at the morning stand-up. Jess understood the client in a way no one else did. I didn't think much of it at first. Work friendships are normal. I encouraged it even. I'd say things like, "Oh, Jess sounds great. You should invite her and her husband over for dinner sometime." He'd always deflect. "She's pretty busy. Or maybe after this project wraps." Red flag number 1, but I explained it away. He was stressed. New job responsibilities. I was being paranoid. Then the late nights started. 3 nights a week became 4, then 5. He'd come home after our daughter was asleep, eat leftovers standing at the counter, and go straight to bed. When I tried to talk to him, he'd sigh like I was being needy. "Babe, this is a huge quarter for us. You know that." I did know that. He'd told me a dozen times. So I backed off, handled bedtime alone, watched Netflix by myself, and told myself it was temporary. The office Christmas party was the breaking point I didn't even know I needed. Kevin mentioned it casually 2 weeks before. "Oh, by the way, the holiday party is on the 18th. It's just a work thing, pretty boring. You'd hate it." I asked if spouses were invited. He said, technically, yeah, but most people don't bring them. It's more of a team bonding thing. I suggested getting a babysitter. He practically laughed. "Honestly, it's going to be corporate and awkward. Stay home, relax, I'll be back by 10. But that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was that I believed him. I actually felt relieved I didn't have to go. I took a bath that night, ordered Thai food, watched a rom-com. Meanwhile, he was at some rooftop venue downtown with an open bar and a DJ, kissing a woman who wasn't me. So when that photo hit my phone, all those little moments snapped into focus like a puzzle I'd been staring at for months. The way he tilted his phone away when I walked by, the new cologne, the gym membership he suddenly cared about. I wasn't stupid. I'd just been too tired, too trusting, and too busy raising our child to see it. I didn't cry that night. I didn't scream. I sat on our bed and went into full investigation mode. I opened his laptop. He'd left it on the kitchen counter, password still saved. I found his work Slack, and there it was, months of messages with Jess, flirty jokes that crossed every line, inside references I wasn't part of, a message from her that morning, "Can't wait to see you tonight. I bought something red just for you." I screenshotted everything, every message, every photo I could find. Then I opened his email. He'd been booking hotels, not for business trips, for lunch breaks. Twice a week for the last 2 months, he'd been leaving the office with her and coming back an hour later like nothing happened. I sat there until 1 a.m., building a folder of evidence on my phone. When he finally stumbled in, smelling like whiskey and her perfume, I pretended to be asleep. He kissed my forehead. Actually kissed me. Then he got into bed next to me like he hadn't just destroyed everything. The next morning, I made him pancakes. I smiled. I asked how the party was. "Boring," he said, not even looking up from his phone. told you that you didn't miss anything. And what I did next? Most people told me I'd gone too far. I waited until Monday. I knew Jess's last name from the Slack messages. I found her on LinkedIn, got her work email format, and then I did something I will never regret. I forwarded the photo along with every screenshot I had to Kevin's entire department. Not just Jess. Not just his boss. Everyone. The marketing team, HR, even the CEO, who Kevin had always tried so hard to impress. The subject line was simple: when team bonding goes too far. Then I logged into our joint bank account and transferred half of everything into a new account in my name only. I called a divorce attorney I'd already researched and booked a consultation for that afternoon. I packed a bag for me and our daughter and drove to my sister's house. Kevin called me 47 times that day. 47. I didn't answer a single one. Finally, he sent a text. "What the hell did you do? I just got fired. Jess got fired. Everyone knows. You've ruined my career. How could you?" I replied with one sentence. "How could I? You made it easy." Jess sent me a message, too, from a personal account. She said I was psychotic, that Kevin had told her we were separated, that I had no right to humiliate her like that. I didn't respond. Let her sit with the consequences of believing a married man's lies. The divorce took 6 months. Kevin tried to fight me on custody, on the house, on everything. But here's the thing about having evidence. It works. My lawyer presented the hotel receipts, the messages, everything. The judge was not sympathetic to a man who'd been fired for an affair with a subordinate. I got primary custody. I got the house. I got child support that actually reflected what he'd been earning before he torched his own career. The hardest part wasn't the divorce. It was explaining to our daughter why Daddy didn't live with us anymore. She's 5 now, and she still asks sometimes if he's coming home. I tell her that Mommy and Daddy love her very much, but we're happier living separately. It's not a lie. I am happier. Genuinely, deeply happier than I was in those last months of pretending everything was fine. I went back to work. I'm a graphic designer now, freelance, working from home while she's at kindergarten. I'm dating again, carefully, slowly. I don't trust easily anymore, but I also don't ignore red flags. The moment something feels off, I pay attention. Kevin's still trying to rebuild his career. Last I heard, he's working at a much smaller company for half the salary. Jess moved to another city. I don't keep tabs on them, but mutual acquaintances love to update me. I don't take pleasure in their struggles, but I also don't feel guilty. They made their choices. I just made sure those choices had consequences. If you're watching this and something feels wrong in your relationship, trust that feeling. You're not paranoid, you're not overreacting. And if you find proof, don't let anyone tell you that exposing the truth is worse than the betrayal itself. The people who say that are usually the ones with something to hide. If this story resonated with you, subscribe. I share a new story every single week, and drop a comment below if you've ever been betrayed by someone you completely trusted. You are not alone, and you will get through this.